Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly paused, with no memory of why you're there? Or had that frustrating moment when you forget a friend's name, even though you were chatting just yesterday? It's easy to brush these slips off as simple signs of getting older. But what if there's something more going on? Something hidden in your daily routine? The answer might surprise you. Science now reveals that it's not just the years passing by, but the choices you make at the dinner table that could be fogging up your memory and stealing your mental clarity. You see, some foods, perhaps favorites you grew up eating, can quietly and gradually chip away at your ability to think clearly and remember important details. These foods may seem harmless, but over time, they can build up effects that leave you feeling forgetful, unfocused, or even anxious about your mental sharpness. But the good news? Knowing what to avoid and what to put on your plate instead can make a powerful difference. Today, you'll discover 6 surprising foods hiding in plain sight that could be harming your memory. You'll also learn easy swaps to protect your mind, boost your confidence, and keep you feeling independent and sharp in every stage of life. Before we dive in, take a moment and think. What time do you usually eat your dinner? That simple routine might matter more than you expect, and we'd love to hear your answer in the comments below. Now, let's uncover the top culprits you should watch out for, and the simple, delicious alternatives that nourish your brain. Let's start with a group of foods that have nestled their way into nearly every barbecue, picnic, and lunchbox. Processed meats. Think hot dogs, sausages, or deli slices stacked high on a sandwich. They're convenient, crowd-pleasing, and some might even say delicious. But they come with something extra: chemical preservatives called nitrites. While these compounds help give meat that pink color and longer shelf life, research points to an unsettling risk. Nitrites can trigger chronic inflammation in the brain. Inflammation is your body's natural defense against injury. But when it simmers beneath the surface day after day, it becomes a silent threat. In your brain, inflammation damages neurons, those vital cells that help you store memories and stay focused. The result? You might find yourself struggling to pay attention, misplacing your keys more often, or zoning out during important conversations. So what should you reach for instead? Lean, fresh proteins are your best bet. Picture a grilled chicken breast marinated with your favorite herbs, a hearty portion of flaky baked fish, or a simple bean salad tossed with olive oil and vegetables. These protein sources are rich in nutrients and free of harmful preservatives, giving your brain the support it needs to thrive. Next up are foods you've probably relied on for years: white bread and refined carbohydrates. These include white rice, sugary breakfast cereals, bagels, pasta, and other processed grains. They taste soft and satisfying, but here's what happens behind the scenes. When you eat refined carbs, your blood sugar quickly spikes, giving you a burst of energy, followed by a rapid crash. That cycle doesn't just leave you tired or cranky. Over time, frequent spikes in blood sugar contribute to insulin resistance, a problem that's strongly linked to memory loss and even forms of dementia. You might notice it as difficulty recalling recent events or feeling foggy and unfocused as the day goes on. The solution: swap those processed grains for whole grains. Oats, brown rice, quinoa, barley, and whole wheat bread offer slower, steadier energy. They're packed with fiber, B vitamins, and antioxidants that help regulate blood sugar, protect your neurons, and fuel your mental performance all day long. Sweet treats are next on the list, and this one is especially tempting for those after-dinner cravings. Cookies, cakes, pastries, candies. These are the rewards we reach for after a long day, or the centerpiece of joyful celebrations. But too much sugar comes with a heavy cost. Did you know that high-sugar diets have been shown to shrink the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for forming and retrieving memories? It's true. Even small, regular doses of refined sugar can impair the very mechanisms that help you hold on to important information. With time, you may notice slower thinking, poor recall, or increased confusion, making everyday tasks feel overwhelming. Thankfully, you don't have to give up dessert forever. Instead, choose sweet alternatives that support your brain. Fresh berries, for example, are bursting with antioxidants and natural sugars that give your mind a gentle lift. Crisp apple slices or a few squares of dark chocolate, rich in brain-protecting flavonoids, strike the right balance between satisfying a sweet tooth and taking care of your memory. Moderation is key. Now, let's look at a category that's often hidden in your freezer: high-sodium frozen meals. From frozen dinners to instant noodles, these quick-fix options can be lifesavers on a busy night. However, they pack an enormous sodium punch, sometimes 3 or 4 times the recommended daily amount in just one meal. Too much sodium raises your blood pressure, and that's not just a problem for your heart. High blood pressure shrinks blood vessels over time, reducing the flow of oxygen-rich blood to your brain. The result? Less nourishment for those memory-forming brain cells, and a greater risk of cognitive decline. But mealtime doesn't have to be complicated. A simple strategy is to make a big batch of healthy soup or stew, loaded with colorful vegetables, beans, lean protein, and herbs, and freeze individual portions for future meals. Not only do you avoid the sodium overload, but you'll be filling your body with the vitamins and minerals it needs to keep your mind sharp. Caffeine lovers, this one's for you. There's nothing wrong with enjoying a morning cup of coffee or tea. It can even have real mental benefits. But if you're reaching for that extra mug in the afternoon or sipping on sodas late into the evening, you might be sabotaging your brain's most important ally: sleep. When you drink caffeine late in the day, it lingers in your system long after the sun goes down, quietly blocking the chemicals that signal to your brain that it's bedtime. Poor sleep is a stealthy thief of memory, focus, and problem-solving ability. Even missing an hour or two a night disrupts the overnight brain-cleaning process, leading to foggy mornings and sluggish thought. So what should you do? Consider swapping that late-day coffee or soda for a soothing herbal tea. Chamomile, ginger, or lemon balm are proven to encourage relaxation, quiet your mind, and support deep restorative sleep that recharges your memory every night. The final food you'll want to avoid is perhaps the most damaging of all: trans fats, also known as hydrogenated oils. These are the artificial fats you'll find in margarine, baked goods, fried snacks, and many fast food items. They were designed to extend shelf life and create that crave-worthy crunch, but at a heavy price. Studies have repeatedly shown that trans fats directly impair your ability to learn and remember. They lodge themselves in your brain's cell walls, making communication between neurons slower and less efficient. Over time, diets high in trans fats shrink the brain's gray matter, reducing mental flexibility, focus, and recall. And that process accelerates the longer you're exposed. Fortunately, there's an easy swap. Focus on healthy fats from avocados, extra virgin olive oil, unsalted nuts, and fatty fish like salmon or sardines. These foods are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, nature's own brain boosters. Even a handful of walnuts or a drizzle of olive oil on your salad can make a world of difference in supporting clear thinking and long-term mental health. Now that you've learned about the hidden brain dangers lurking in common foods, what's the next step? The truth is, you don't need to sacrifice flavor or spend hours in the kitchen to give your mind the best. Simply making a few intentional swaps, choosing whole over processed, fresh over packaged, and nourishing fats over artificial ones, sets you on the path to lifelong mental clarity. So as you plan your next meal, remember, each bite you take can either help or harm your brain. Choose real, whole foods. Enjoy colorful vegetables, lean proteins, slow-digesting grains, fresh fruits, and healthy fats. Sip herbal teas as you wind down your day. Prepare nourishing meals in advance so you're always ready to resist temptation. By protecting your mind at the dinner table, you empower yourself to live with greater confidence, independence, and joy, no matter your age. You help sharpen your focus, boost your recall, and preserve the memories that matter most. Small changes really do add up. Every healthy meal is an investment in your future. Each better choice is a promise to yourself and to the people you love that you will keep treasuring life's moments, big and small. If you know someone, a parent, friend, partner, or colleague, who's been struggling with forgetfulness or memory lapses, share what you've learned. Give them the gift of knowledge and encourage them to join you in making these simple, positive changes. Thank you for taking the time to invest in your brain health today. You deserve to feel sharp and present every single day. For more science-backed tips on living longer, stronger, and sharper, remember to subscribe now. There are so many delicious ways to keep your brain vibrant, and your best years are still ahead.